Hi there, welcome back. In this lecture, you will learn how to import and run the virtual machine image we have downloaded using the VMware software. So I assume that you have installed VMware and downloaded the virtual machine image in advance. If you didn't, you can find out how to do those things by watching the previous lectures. Alright, first of all, please make sure that you have enough free disk space. It may vary depending on the virtual image you have at that time, but I recommend that you should have at least 30 GB of free disk space in order not to have any problems. So please make sure that you have enough free disk space before you continue this video. If you have enough space on your computer, now we can move on to how to import the virtual machine. Now we can import the virtual machine image into VMware in two ways. The first way is you can click on Player, File, and Open, then get to the file location where you downloaded the virtual machine image, click on it, and click Open. Or you can simply click on the Open a Virtual Machine link here. This will also open the same window. So let's select the virtual machine image and click on the Open button. You will see a warning message that this one has Oracle's license. So I accept the license agreement and click on Next. Here, I need to give a name for our virtual machine. Let's say Oracle Development Environment and click on Import. Here, you may see a window showing that it failed at some conformance or specifications, but that's not a problem. You can just click on the Retry button and the import operation will restart. This might take some time depending on your computer specs, so I'll pause the video here and continue when it is completed. Great! Importing the virtual machine is completed. You should see your virtual machine image here. Perfect! Before running the virtual machine, I'd like to show you how to make some hardware changes to allow your computer to run your virtual machine better, because it usually uses the minimum resources it can to be able to make it work on every computer. But lately, all the computers are pretty powerful, so it's better if we increase the hardware settings. To do that, I right-click on our virtual machine here and click on Settings. You will see some hardware specifications here. It shows how much memory and how many processors, etc. it will use while running the virtual machine. I recommend that you increase memory and processors to have better performance on your virtual machine. For example, let's select 4 GB of memory here and click on the Processors tab and select 4 processors here. You can select even more depending on your computer specs. And then click OK. Great! Now to run the image, let's right-click on the virtual machine here and select Power On. Or we can easily click on the Run button here. If you see such a warning message, you can select an option below or just close it. The virtual machine will start anyway. It may take some time to boot the operating system inside, depending on your PC specs and how many resources you dedicated to it. If you see any problems while it is booting the virtual machine, you can try other methods we provided or reach out to us in the Q&A section to get some help on this. Wonderful! As you see, our virtual machine has started without any problem. Now to make it full screen, we can click on the Player button here and select Full Screen. or use the keyboard shortcut with these buttons. Alright, now let me show you how you can shut down the virtual machine. There are many ways to shut down or restart it. If you hover with the mouse at the top of the screen, you will see the taskbar. Here, you can either click on Player, Power, and then select what you want to. You can shut down the guest means our virtual machine, or suspend it, which is like the hibernate option in Windows, or restart it. Or you can click on this pause button on the taskbar to suspend it easily, or click on this down arrow next to it and perform the operation you want from here. On the right side of the taskbar, you can see the icons to minimize the virtual machine, exit full screen, or close. If you click on Close, you will see the suspend or power off options. Or you can use the power button here, but the easiest one is this pause button here. If you will use the virtual machine often, I recommend that you use the suspend button. In this way, the machine will preserve its state. The next time you use it, it will be opened as you left it. Now I'll shut down the virtual machine because I'll show you how to remove it in a moment. Now, as you've completed importing the virtual machine image, you can continue the course to learn how you can configure the machine in SQL Developer. But once you complete the course, you may want to remove the virtual machine. So let me show you that also. To remove a virtual machine, just right-click on our virtual machine name and select Delete from Disk and click on Yes. In this way, it will free up the space it used for our machine. But notice that after removing the virtual machine, if you need to use it again, you have to re-import it. So as you'll be using the virtual machine throughout the course, you shouldn't remove it. You can do that after completing the course if you want. Great! In this lecture, you have learned the basics of the VMware software, as well as how you can import a virtual machine image into VMware. Normally, we don't expect that you have any problems. However, if you have any problems, please make sure that you followed the instructions carefully. And if you cannot solve it, you can try one of the other options we provided for you. If you still have problems, you can ask for help using the Q&A section. We will help you to solve your problem as soon as possible. So this is the end of this lecture. See you in the next lesson.